Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I made a video and I wasn't sure if I was going to make this one. It's a little overwhelming of what's going on right now. For those of you that follow me know that I've been talking about this for a very long time. Okay, those that are empaths that watch my video, we all felt something was coming. Couldn't quite put our fingers on it, but something was coming, something big. And here we are, no doubt. Okay? I don't want to get too technical about this shit. I don't want to get into how viruses work and how all of this does not make sense. I want everyone to understand right now what's more important is to be aware of what's going on. Pay close attention. And if you pay close attention, you will notice this is much more than a virus. This is a shift in realities. It's like a flip-flop. Every day, every certain amount of hours in the day, we flip-flop. We're shifting into different realities. And some of you will understand what I'm saying, and some of you don't. And maybe while watching this movie, you're going, oh shit, she's right. That's exactly what's happening. Okay? Basically, I have been paying really close attention to this and paying close attention to people's reactions, calling friends and asking them what they're witnessing and what's going on in their state. It's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre because I'll speak to two people in the same state, literally 5 miles away, apart from each other, okay? If not 7 miles, okay? Really 15 minutes away from each other. And one is experiencing the hospitals are just packed, inundated with people, and people are dying and there's body bags everywhere. And then I asked the other person what's going on, and they will drive by the hospital and say there's absolutely nothing going on. I have one friend, very good friend of mine, whose husband is EMS, who had over 11 people die in front of his eyes from it. He's beside himself for what's going on, okay? Where I ask another person in the same area, and they say that there's nothing going on. So been going back and forth with this, back and forth. And from all the signs, and you guys may be noticing this too. I mean, you go on YouTube and you see videos of people filming hospitals all around the world, right? Saying there's nothing going on, they're all empty, of people calling the hospitals, video to everything, and there's nothing going on. But yet you watch the news, and I'm not getting into the fake news thing because this has nothing to do with it. Because if you speak to friends and family members, some people know people that are actually dying from this. Whether it's wrong diagnosis, there was underlying health conditions, and then they're just saying that it was this 19 virus, which I won't say the whole word, okay? The 19 virus. I don't know. One can say that the elderly are being targeted, perhaps through flu shots, because it would be undetectable. And like I said, I'm not going to get into that whole thing. It doesn't matter. What matters is that if you pay attention, you will see that your experience is different than everybody else's. I could talk to someone who lives down the block from me, and they'd be like, oh, this is so horrible, and this is happening there, and this is happening here, and blah, blah, blah. And I can drive down that same area and see nothing. See people riding their bikes, having lunch. They were swimming yesterday. And then an hour later, all right, I'll give you a quick for instance, okay? I get up in the morning and go for coffee. Walk into a place, go for coffee. Nobody's wearing gloves. Nobody's wearing masks. It's just like a normal day, right? And people riding their bikes. It's beautiful out. Stores are open. You can get Chinese food here. You can get pizza. Your Subways is open. You can get your nails done. Okay. Go home. Maybe, I don't know, That's like 9 o'clock in the morning. Then about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, go out and go to the store, and Subway's is closed. They'll be back in 2 weeks. They've been closed. You can't get Chinese food anymore. Nail salons are closed. Then go into the same store to go get coffee, and everybody is wearing gloves and masks. It's mind-boggling. It's just a mind fuck. And for a little bit, since this has been going on, like I said, just observing it and observing it and observing it and noticing that it is flip-flopping. I'm not saying that this is not real. There are people dying. Because the way I look at it, it's more than one reality. In one reality, there are people dying from this, and there may be a pandemic. It very well could be. But in the other reality, it's not as bad. It's really not as bad, and it's getting better. And in another reality, some people are not even aware of what's happening. They don't even know what the 19 virus is. They've never even heard of it. So you have three things going on. We're flip-flopping. Flip-flopping is not even a good word, but we're going from one reality to the next, these three different realities, all in one day. Back and forth, back and forth. You have speeches, right, that are being said on the internet live streams, speeches of, higher-ups, saying that places might be open by Easter, and there's a decline in deaths, and blah, 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 blah. And then within an hour later, the same person saying that so many people are dying and this is going to get bad, and blah, blah. It's just going back and forth. And then there are all the cover-ups and everything in between. Like I've said, those that are empaths, we felt something coming. It's not the pandemic that you need to worry about. Because like I said, those that are awake, that don't believe in this, that think that this is something, some kind of psyop, some kind of government control, whatever. I'm not even going to get into that, whatever. Believe one thing, and then the other people that are really, really scared believe another thing, and then you have those that are neutral. What I've come to realize, what we've been waiting for, was to be able to see more transparency. And with this three different dimensional thing going on, three different dimensions colliding, is proof. It's showing that that's what this is about. It's more transparency as far as God, Creator, Source, Universe, showing you that this is not real. This reality is not real. And if you pay really close attention to it, when you wake up in the morning and you don't fear it and you go, this is total bullshit, you're not affected by it. You go on, do your thing, the stores are open, and then the first text message you get from a friend that says, oh my God, I know so-and-so that died, and you're like, there's a little thing in your head that goes, wait a minute, we knew that person. If that happened, then this has to be true. Now you get into this mode, now all the stores are closed. There's a different feeling in the air. So what I'm trying to say is, at this point, you're actually picking your reality through what you believe. You're actually picking your reality. Like I said, I'm not saying that people are not passing away, and this is not how it is happening in that reality, in one reality. I always go back to the 2012, the Mayan calendar, which they said was going to be the end of times. Something happened in 2012, guys. I felt it. I felt it 1 year before it happening every day. Okay? And then that day came and went, and everybody said, look, nothing happened. No, I assure you, something did happen. We just shifted to a place where it did not exist, where it didn't happen. But something did happen. My advice at this time is to please try not to read about it. If your friends want to talk about it, tell them, please, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. make up any kind of cockamamie story because you don't want to argue with people, because as soon as you say I don't want to hear it because I don't believe in it, people are like, how could you not believe in it, this and this and this and this and that, and then you get into this whole fear thing, and it's like, am I wrong, or avoid it. I want you guys to observe what I'm saying, okay? And when you experience it, which I'm sure most people that watch my videos, like I said, are already empaths, they already see it. And you already see it. It's a pull and push and pull and push and change and change and change, where it's changing your own belief. Like, oh my God, is this true? No, it's not true. Cells don't work that way. You can't detect viral. You can't, and you're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Stop doing that. I want you guys to not have an opinion about it. I don't want you to fear it. I want you to be in a calm place. There is so much more going on right now. Aside from this, we are being completely bombarded with just changes in frequencies. A lot of people are experiencing deep depression, along with massive confusion. And I don't mean from the 19 thing. I just mean confusion without thought. There's actually no thought going on in your mind, but your mind feels like it's a million miles away, as if you're caught in a daydream. You have no idea what you're daydreaming about, but then you come back to this reality and you're actually sitting on the couch or driving the car or whatever. But your mind is so exhausted, physically and mentally exhausted, because you feel like you have not stopped thinking, but yet you can't figure out a thought that's been going on in your mind. And because of that, you're experiencing short-temperedness. It's like you just have no tolerance. Remembering things is becoming more and more impossible. There's no such thing as Monday through Sunday. There's no such thing anymore. People don't have conception of time, dates. For the most part, you can get up in the morning and do a few things, and at the end of the night, you can ask yourself, what did I do today? And your brain will try to remember what you did. And you can't. You'll get bits and pieces, but yet you're trying to remember, but there's a complete blank in your head. And you're trying and you're trying, your brain is trying and trying and trying, but you can't remember. Like I said, just bits and pieces. Oh, I remember I went to the store, but what time was it? And what did I do after that? And if you try to remember 2 or 3 days ago, you can't. Another thing that's happening, there's like, for instance, if you speak to a friend of yours and you go, when we went to the store 3 days ago, do you remember those pants that were on sale? Whatever. And she'll turn around and go, that wasn't 3 days ago, that was this morning. And you're like, yeah, you're talking to her at night, and you're like, we didn't go there this morning, that was 3 days ago. And you will swear up and down because your detail is exactly the way it happened. I mean, you're adamant about it. You're like, no, we went here, we went there, we did this, and then we seen the pants, and her story is slightly different. That was done this morning. So there's no, basically, your reality is your reality, like I've said before. It's an individual personal reality, and everybody else has their own reality. But somehow we collide where we share an experience, right? But we only have a moment where we share an experience, and then our aspect of them, we go on and create our own reality the same with everybody else. But for some reason there is a collision, constantly a collision, where we're going, hey, wait a minute, I remember doing this, and I remember doing that, and I remember doing this, and they're like, no, it didn't go down that way, we did this, we did that, you said this, you're like, I didn't say that, and it's just, it's kind of becoming one experience instead of individual experiences of each other. Like for instance, if you had asked someone, are you part of my illusion or am I part of your illusion? Somebody would say both, right? And that's usually the answer to that. But this is now becoming a collective reality, which I believe it never was, okay? We're all individual. We're individual souls that come from one source, but we are individual units, individual souls having an experience. But for the most part, it really is our own experience. Like they say, true perception, what you perceive is what you're going to experience, but that doesn't change the fact that these other things are happening. It's not you creating them. They are happening, but it's you, the way you perceive it, that makes it more real and more horrifying in your life. If that makes any sense. This is really difficult for me to explain, but I think it makes a lot of sense, hopefully. It's not an easy thing to try to explain. I've gotten into the topic with time. Time doesn't even make sense anymore. I don't know about you guys, but I don't even bother looking at the clock. Doesn't even matter. Sleep when you want to sleep. Eat when you want to eat. Just do what your body's telling you. Nothing really makes sense when it comes to that. But things are escalating so fast. You have some people, the heartburn has been a really big issue. Like just onsets of heartburn in the middle of nothing, even if you didn't eat, it doesn't matter, it's just that. Or waking up extremely nauseous. And then going outside in the air just feels different. Changes so many times in a day. A lot of you will find yourself more fixated on looking up. You're taking an interest in the moon and the stars, as if they were saying something to you. You all want to be out, which we're being told not to. Everything that I've spoke about, I spoke about a video, I believe it was in November, and I had said something about something, I believe it was December 1st to the 26th, something was going to happen. And apparently with this 19 thing, this 19 virus, apparently showed its face in December. I believe it was 21st of last year. So, kind of call that one. What do I think is going to become of this? Like I said, we are experiencing jumping into different realities, where in one reality it's going to get so beyond chaotic and so catastrophic, and then we'll jump into another one where it kind of feels like it's, how they say, reached its peak and coming down, and everything is going to be okay. And then we go to the reality where we wake up and go about our business and don't even think about it until we run by a newspaper or your radio reminds you, stuff like that. So we're going, here, here, and here. And you have to learn to keep that under control and stay in the space that you want to stay in. You really, really do. Is this the only thing that's going to become of it? If it is the only thing that becomes of it is the fact that we realize that we are shifting in 3 different realities, then that's amazing, because it's more proof that you are not creating, but you have control over what you experience in your reality, and that's God's gift. That's the greatest gift in the world. There are other things that are going to take place. Not so much with the 19. Some of us will redirect our thoughts, like I said, and do what we're supposed to do to get out of that shifting of that catastrophic reality. But there are other things. At this point, it feels like those people that are awake, we all share a certain interest, whether we share an interest in the stars and astrology and just Mother Earth, or, aliens and UFOs and all this stuff. We all share like a certain amount of interest, I've noticed anyway. Now you have the whole thing with the comet and the meteor and blah, 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 blah. So it's like that reality shifting away, and you can latch on to this new one with this comet coming or this meteor shower, whatever. And that will divert you away from that reality where the 19 is actually happening, because now you have a new story to latch onto. That's your choice, if you choose to do that. If you choose not to latch onto that, not to latch on to the other thing, and just sit quietly. Just go about your everyday, loving everything, if you can, loving yourself, or just being appreciative to how beautiful things are around you, regardless. You know, look at the positive in everything, and get rid of the fear. At this time, it's been very difficult for me to make a video because people who know me, and even people that just know me by talking to them on Messenger or whatever, know how sensitive I am to everything around me. I feel the energy of fear, of frantic chaoticness, and then I feel the energy of everything is okay, and then I feel the energy this will pass, and everything. It's just so it's just so beyond overwhelming. But we are shifting. Pay attention to your body symptoms. The confusion, not being able, and I've spoke about the memory thing before, but this is beyond. And you have to let it go. You have to surrender to it. Because if you sit there and fight and go, how come I can't remember what I did last week? And you start to, just let it go. It's not important. If it's really not important, it's just a matter of what you ate or where you did or did you pay a bill. Just let it go. Don't bombard yourself. Don't confuse yourself with when, how, when, and why, and just let it go. Do your best to meditate and be aware that you're aware, which is very, very difficult, because I notice that involuntarily we are getting sucked into, like I said before, a daydream where we're just here but not. We're here but not, and then we come to and like, oh, okay, let me go sweep or go cook dinner, but you were just not even here for an hour. And because of that, throughout the day, you're getting massive migraines, especially behind the eyes, right? Massive migraines that come out of nowhere and disappear just as fast, because it's a constant thinking with no words, no thoughts, no pictures. That's really all I have to say, okay? Don't be afraid. Everything that you guys are feeling physically and mentally is real. When you get rid of the fear and you step back and you actually look at everything that's happening, it's very transparent. It's showing you. It's like The Price is Right. Do you want door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3? Which one do you want to experience? It's your call. It's your call. And when you find yourself in that place where you're just going on and loving nature and just even if you're in lockdown, just taking advantage of being by yourself and being able to connect with God or whatever it is that you believe in, or even just to connect to yourself, to get to know yourself. That's a blessing right there. Use it to your advantage. Step away from everything and just look at it like a painting. Well, look at it like you're watching a movie, and you'll get it. You'll get it. And I hope that helped. I will do the best I can to make another video soon. But I'm always on Facebook Messenger. You could always reach me. It may take me a little bit to get back to you. Like I said, I am feeling it tenfolds, actually 100-folds. So you don't have to stay positive, guys. I'm not telling you to stay positive. I'm not telling you to run around picking daisies going, oh, I'm just going to think positive. It's impossible. I would rather you be nothing. Not positive, not negative, neutral. Because if you want to be positive and stay positive, you're going to fail at it. There's way too much whispering, this is happening, this one, you're not going to be able to do it. So stay neutral. Have no opinion, about anything that's going on. Just observe it. And not even where you're concentrating on observing it, just watch it go through, as if you're watching a movie. Put yourself in your own safe place. And with that, I just want to say I love you all, and I will see you soon, okay? God bless everyone. And trust me when I tell you he already did, or you wouldn't be experiencing what you're experiencing. Okay? I will see you all back here soon.